Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 8 and Season 9 shocking Maggie death predictions. So tonight we are going to go super bold. You've probably seen the articles all over the place. Yes, Lauren Cohan is signing on to do a pilot. Now I'll talk about what that pilot means and what it could happen, what might happen, and what probably won't happen. So we'll go through all those scenarios, but I do have some super big, bold predictions. We have 4 more days. So we've got, today's pretty much over. It's 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we've got Thursday to get through, Friday to get through, Saturday to get through, and then at this time on Sunday night, 4 days from now, we're going to be rocking holding the tears back. So appreciate all of you guys being here. We are streaming every day this week just to get everybody ready, primed, desensitized, all of the above. We got to get through this somehow, and then of course we will do the spoiler before. We'll do our official countdown as well, and then we're going to do our therapy session afterwards, and then all kind of videos and stuff back on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. But I want to talk about some different topics than just the Carl death, because we know that's happening, and we pretty much we've beaten it in the ground, and we know what's going to go down also with Ezekiel and the crew up there. So I do want to talk about Maggie, because a lot of people are still in denial, and there's rumors, and then there's predictions, and then there's spoilers, and there's this other thing out there, and it's called life. And life happens. And life happens during the show for a lot of things. I mean, there's accidents that happen, life changes, people have babies, they have families, and then they also have contracts, and they get jobs elsewhere. So one thing with these contracts is a lot of times they write in different clauses, because you always wonder why they kill people off, and they do it so abruptly. Well, it's because if the contract's not written the right way, you could have somebody else coming in playing the role just for a cameo appearance, so they kill that person off. So they have to plan this stuff out, because they do a lot of times these season-to-season contracts. What if they didn't sign Maggie to a contract, she left the show, and we're just left hanging like, okay, what's going to happen? Then you pretty much got to get a look-alike, right? So, this isn't going to be about, I know a lot of people are saying, they're killing Carl, there's no way they can kill Maggie. Back in the day, they didn't think that they could kill Andrea either, right? So we are going to jump on a couple of those topics. David Sizemore in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Brand new to 999 Gaming live streams. This is your first live stream ever. I saw David Sizemore. Give me a quick 999, because I would like to just give you a special shout out. Also, hit the subscribe button, like the video, hang out with us. We do this a lot. And also join us up on our Facebook 99 Army page. If you like video games, Walking Dead games, all those things, we're here. So we got Bambuza here, we got Aiden here, Kelly Bruce is here, Konstantinos is here. So many people that are brand new. So thank you. Appreciate all of you guys being here. And that, to all the new people, is a super chat donation. It's a financial donation, and whenever that happens, we all focus on this topic of conversation. So Petey, dropping the Petey bomb, says Jadis meets up with Negan to desperately offer him help after scavengers die. Negan first appears to accept, tells her to say sorry. She does. Then Negan kills Jadis. So it's a pretty big Petey bomb. Now, I'll say from a, I'm going to give you 2 versions of it. So if you guys could take a look at Petey's question, Petey's comment, statement, prediction, let me know what you think about that. Petey, I think it has some merit to it. So as a fan, I could see that happening. As someone that gets the spoilers in, I have not gotten a spoiler for that yet. So it's still a possibility. It's a good theory. But I do think that Jadis is going to live. And I think that's going to be one of those cliffhangers going into next season. That's my feeling. I like the Petey bomb, and I like the idea, and it's pretty well thought out. Negan could test the tainted Lucille. So Andy Bain says Maggie is going to get killed by Negan. That I can tell you, Andy, is incorrect. That's not going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Because, and there are some spoilers included. And look, most of you watched the spoiler video I posted a little bit earlier. So I'm not going to go through that because there's some people here just for this particular topic. But let me give you a semi-spoiler. The people that were here last night already know this. Maggie lasts through the season. And Negan will not kill Maggie. Let's just say, you know, you guys that watch the video know what I'm talking about. If you know the comic book and you know the kind of the history where Negan gets locked up, let me just say that Negan will not be the one that kills Maggie. At least he will not kill him. He will not kill her this season unless something crazy happens. Now, they could sign. There's a couple things that could happen with her show. Her show is called Whiskey Cavalier. She's a CIA operative. She's going to go by Frankie. Now, it's a pilot. The pilot may not be picked up. But I think the pilot will be picked up. I got a strong feeling. It looks like a pretty solid show. She's a great actress. I think she'll do extremely well. Now, she could moonlight both jobs, right? She could do both. But that is going to get a little bit taxing. And so I think what is more likely is where my predictions are coming in. So, if Lauren Cohan decides to leave the show altogether, here's prediction number one. There's going to be two predictions. Scott Kernan, I saw earlier today, I think you typed something, said you think you knew what the prediction is. So, let me throw it out there. I'm getting ready to give you guys two bold predictions, and let's see if you can pick one of the predictions. Chris, I was thinking that. Boycott the ABC show so they don't pick up the pilot. That way, yeah, that's wrong. But, yeah, that way she's got to come back. I was thinking that. You know what? If people can sign a petition to get Scott Gimple fired, they can boycott Maggie's show. Petey Bomb with a second follow-up. Hold on. All right. Here's the follow-up. If Negan killed Jadis, that could help him earn brownie points with the fans just a little bit. Yeah. They got to do a lot more than kill Jadis. The thing is, I don't hate Jadis. As a fan, I don't. Jadis to me is kind of like Eugene. I'm just indifferent. I'm kind of immune. I don't really need to see her die. So it might help with some of the fans, but you know what? A good topic, Petey, is we probably need to talk about Negan at some point and what could make the fans like him. I know we've talked about a couple topics, but yeah, let me kind of table that for discussion. Negan acceptable. And maybe that'll be something, one of the topics we talk about tomorrow night. All right. So here we go. I'm going to give you prediction number one. So prediction number one is if Lauren Cohan decides she's not coming back, no way, she's ending the show, she's getting a contract somewhere else, then what I think they will do is I think they will sign a 1 or 2 show contract. And this will be where she's doing both. I don't know that doing 2 full-time shows, it's going to be tough, especially with the Walking Dead filming schedule. So if she decides to leave the show, I think she could possibly get the Rosita death. I know it sounds gruesome, and you guys are going to say, you cannot cut the head off a pregnant woman. But let me tell you why this would work. I know it's tough. They're not going to recast her. Because what would make you hate the Whispers more than Negan and the Saviors? And that would absolutely be final. It would be final. But it would also, Rick would need the help of the Saviors. That might be one of the things that would make you hate the Whisperer so much that you don't hate Negan quite as much. and Maggie's gone, and that would give Negan a little bit of redemption, right? To sort of vindicate the widow who he killed her husband. I know it sounds gruesome, and you got to sort of absorb it a little bit. But I'm going to give you two different scenarios of which I think could play out. Maggie's there at Hilltop. She's out and about, and then she gets captured. Bam. Gone. No baby Herschel. End of the bloodline. Herschel's gone. Her sister's gone. Her husband's gone. Her baby's gone. And then they find out about it, and you don't know what type of threat you're up against, so you have no choice because you're looking over your shoulder every which way you could go. Negan doesn't look quite so bad anymore, does he? Okay. So just want you to think about that a little bit. All right, we'll get to the next theory in 1 second. So, Petey thinks Carl couldn't possibly save the Whispers. I'm confused. I'm confused with that one. Petey, send me a follow-up. Just shoot me a message. You threw me off with that. And Tammy, I'm saying no baby. There are a lot of babies on the show, so just think about that for 1 second. Now, I'm going to give you option number 2. This one is not as drastic, but look, if Walking Dead will put naked zombies up there and they're pushing the limits, you decapitate Maggie and you're going to make the Whispers public enemy number 1. They're going to have to one up the governor and Negan in order to be hated. That's what the fans are like aching for right now, like a new villain. I know it'd be controversial, but it could work. Okay? All right, now, option number 2. So option number 2 would be, let's say they wanted to give Maggie a temporary hiatus, give her a little bit of time off. What if there's just so much going on and she's not cut out for this leadership bit? She just doesn't want to do it. Rick, and I'm still on the concept that she's leaving the show, at least temporarily. So let's say she doesn't do the long-term contract. So what they do, once again, they sign her to a temporary contract. They escalate the disagreement between Rick, who locks up Negan, and Maggie, who wants Negan dead. And Maggie just has enough and says, I'm done. I can't be around it. There's these threats. There's always something, and I want to raise my baby somewhere else. And Maggie takes the leave, the time skip. Maybe, not on a boat, maybe not the pirate thing, but Maggie leaves the show where they could always bring her back. So, and I've always used kind of the joke pirate, whoever goes off is the pirate. But possibly, maybe she wants a different life somewhere else. That way you could give her time to go do the show. You wouldn't have to write her into it. You could always add her later on if you want to bring her back full time. Or you could kill her off later on. Or you could just kind of leave it hanging like, is Maggie ever going to come back? Well, I think a lot of cases, Michelle, this is Michelle Wolf, she said she'd rather that than have Maggie killed. There's a lot of characters we'd rather have that happen, but sometimes it does need to be final. Well, Rial says as a mother that wouldn't work out, take it baby into the real world. From the comics, the graphic novel, there were a lot of times that they took off on their own. So it's not uncommon. I mean, we look at this like, okay, they've got a civilization, but remember, people fear the people a lot worse than they fear the walkers. So, I know there's multiple times that you're like, okay, they're good, they're going to settle up, and then the group splits up. You know, and Glenn wanted to go back to the farm. He's like, hey, Rick, I'm leaving. So the crawfish saying, how about this? Instead of killing her, the Whisperers take her prisoner, like Heath's disappearance. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of variations, but what's up, hired help? Good to see you again. So Carol's asking what's with the pirate ship. So in the comic book, Rick captures Negan and Michonne leaves. Now, they don't go through like all the details with Michonne, but apparently she's not happy that Rick is sparing Negan in the comic. Now remember, Michonne and Rick weren't lovers in the comic. That was Andrew's role. So she leaves and she meets up with Pete and Sadiq, and then there's also a video game that I did, gameplay. You can check that out on the channel as well too. But it's the Michonne series, and it tells you kind of a little bit about that. So possibly, that's why I say the pirate ship we've talked about could be Rosita, could be Tara, could be Maggie, could be Carol. We don't know. Might not be anybody. So we'll get back to that in 1 second. So DDA Ohio says, how many of the Season 9 episodes do you think are written already and would have to be changed because Maggie's no longer in the story? You know, that is a great question. I would imagine a good portion of the season is already written, but there's alternate stories that go along with it, and especially something as sensitive as a contract. I mean, I can't speculate how much they would have to scrap, but I would say a good portion of the season is already written. Would have to be tweaked, but it would be a problem. But you know what? That's why writers make the big bucks. I'm just reading a few comments here, trying to catch up. There's a lot of interesting things that could happen with the time skip, though. You know, some of your smaller characters are going to catch up. You're going to have, you know, Judith's going to be a little bit older. If Negan's still around, he's going to be a little bit more, you know, like a piece of furniture. People see him every day. They're going to get more comfortable with him. I mean, a lot of things could happen if that time skip goes down, and you'll be right there with the Whisperers. So Scott says, from previous Super Chat, which episode will have the bigger battle, episode 13 Hilltop or episode 16 Alexandria battle? I think episode 16. Episode 16 is not going to be topped anytime soon. In the Hilltop, you're going to get a little bit of that, but they're going to get pinned in. Not really a lot of places to run in the Hilltop. Aiden, you are correct. Eugene does make some pretty serious bullets, and thank you for that Super Chat. I think the other thing that's, Scott, with that episode 16 Alexandria battle is the whole, you know, Eugene coming there and then the shootout, Michonne getting thrown down, Rick getting shot. It's going to be hard to top that. Hey, Bryoptic, thanks, man. Appreciate you popping in. So, Paris, that's what I'm thinking. So, like I said, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. If I'm a writer for the show, I'm so doing it. When I was sort of brainstorming that, first thing I thought is, wow, that's pretty diabolical. It's very twisted. But if I'm a writer on the show and she's not coming back, and I know it's final, and I need a way for her to leave the show, the whispers are killing Maggie. So I'm going to open it up right now, and I'm going to ask you to put on your writing cap. Actually, first thing first, we had a couple hundred people here. If you guys could do me a favor and slap that like button, Lucille the like button, whatever you need to do, slide the mouse over, hit that thing. Number one. Number two, if you're a writer for the show, not a fan of Maggie, not a fan of the show, and Lauren is not coming back, I want to know right now, give me your best ending. How are you killing Maggie? Take all the emotion out of the equation. Let me know right now, and I'll see if we've got some some different concepts out there. Scott says Lori death. Yeah, it's tough. Pat Sends On says during childbirth. Epic Vid says Gregory poisons Maggie. Ugh. Please don't let Gregory do it. Skitties! Thanks so much. Appreciate you being here. All right. While you guys are typing that, I'm going to get to those in 1 second. I got several people saying, ooh, a poison bullet. Stray bullet. We got Mogar the Champion. So his super chat is, hey Kills, regarding the helicopter that we saw early this season, do you think the writers may introduce the Commonwealth early? You know what, Mogar? Yes, they could. And that also could be one of those things that we talked about that could be an out for them or a way out. I don't know that it could. It could pertain to Maggie somehow. But it could pertain to a lot of different characters. Maybe Morgan knows somebody. Maybe it's going to be his method of transportation. You know, right now we don't know if it's Rick hallucinating or it's a real helicopter. We know it's a real helicopter, but Rick kind of did that double take. If I haven't seen a helicopter in a long time and I saw that, I would stop going to the junkyard. I just thought Rick was so out of character with that happening that maybe Rick thought he was hallucinating. Maggie says the helicopter takes Maggie away. New theory. What if Rick kills Negan? No, Casey, a bear's not going to eat her. But I do like that. That would make for some interesting television, wouldn't it? David Sizemore says he could see her being assassinated by one of Gregory's people. Yeah, if Gregory still has that influence. Here's the problem, and this is why I put in the title, The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 1. Of all the things that we're talking about, none of it will happen this season. This is what makes it such a tough situation because, as we talked about, this season's already filmed. And next season is probably at least drawn up, mostly written. And there's just going to be a lot of plot changes. But then there's a couple things that you keep up your sleeve just in case this happens. You know, what happens if this person's contract runs out? What happens if this person leaves the show? What happens? So on and so forth. So the helicopter could just be one of those things. You know what? And I'm going to go back and check this out. So And I know we speculated that Heath could have been taken prisoner, right? We don't know what happens with Heath. What if Heath's glasses broke and they fell out of the helicopter? Now hold on a second. I'm going to have to go back and watch just to see if there were any... I know there were tracks into the mud, and there was the PPP. There was the the hotel key. But Heath's glasses were broken. So either he got into a skirmish, or maybe he was thrown into a helicopter and his glasses fell out when they were taken off. So you guys got me brainstorming a little bit now. Well, wherever Heath is, he can't see. I mean, there's just not an eye doctor around anywhere in a zombie apocalypse. So Heath is in some trouble, and those are thick glasses. All right, we're going to read a couple more comments here. To the chopper. Very nice. So I am definitely going to read this. This is Reese Munn. I love you. You're my favorite YouTuber. I subbed and liked and I watched all the Walking Dead episodes. It's #1 fan. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Our #1 fan. Appreciate you being here, Reese. Mogar once again. Let's see. I'd love to see the Commonwealth early. I enjoyed the Whisper of War arc. So, Mogar, as you know, I'm a little behind on the Commonwealth because my comic book reads and I do most of them publicly. So I will catch up and do a little bit of research. But let me ask this question, because I guess it could indirectly pertain to Maggie. When you guys saw Rick turn around and see the chopper, did you think his reaction was appropriate for that situation? See, a lot of people said no. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I would have thought he would have told someone, or he would have wanted to follow it or do something like, hold on, this whole scavenger thing's just going to wait a little bit. I got to find out where the helicopter is. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. That's what I would have thought. Yeah, see, I'm right there with you. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the Jadis thing was important, but you know, I might need a Doritos Loco Taco at 2 o'clock in the morning and a Mountain Dew. But if I see a UFO, that damn taco is going to be put on hold. I'm going to be like, there's a freaking UFO out here. I would have just, that to me, in the current state of affairs, would have just been a little bit more shocking situation. That's my only point. It was just a little bit bizarre. Yeah, that's a great point. Why can't we see some saviors' heads on spikes instead of it having to be Heath and Sherry and Ezekiel and Rosita? How about a Rot and Polaroid guy? How about Jared and a Rot? How about their heads on a spike? Wouldn't the fans love that? That's what the Walking Dead writers need to do to get the fans back. Or Jared and Simon. There you go. I'm feeling it. Okay, I'm just going to recap a couple things. We're at 30 minutes. We like to keep these streams right at about 30 minutes because I know you guys have a lot of things to do, and we will be right back here tomorrow night. I've seen some old faces I haven't seen in a long time, so we're getting very close. When we get 4 days to go, it's bringing everybody. I see Hired Help here. I see Vengeance. The old crew is all getting back together. Appreciate all of you guys being here. So a couple things that we heard tonight is I'm going to give you my bold predictions once again. I think that if Lauren leaves the show 100%, that she becomes a victim of the Whisperers, and they become the most hated enemy ever that's out there, and Negan will look like a Boy Scout. And then at that point, the group may need to bring Negan back into that circle because they're so desperate. So that's one option. Option two, if they decide to keep her around, she's just fed up, she's had enough, she bolts, they give her the time skip. Not as clean writing, not as good, but you know that's the type of thing could happen. And you guys have predicted a lot of cool stuff. You said maybe Gregory poisons her. That would be so final, but at the same time, big deal. We want Gregory dead anyway, so I don't think that's going to have a nice long-term effect with the audience. I don't think that's going to take us to the next arc, but you never know. So good stuff, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody being here. All the supporters of the channel, all of you guys being here every single night. The Super Chat donations, there were like 6 or 7 people doing Super Chat donations, so thank you so much. We got some PD bombs in there as well. PD, appreciate that. And Scott, some good questions all the way across the board. If you guys are watching the playback, this is the closing credits. If you guys are still here, if you could do me a big favor, give me a quick 999 in chat, because to all the new people, one thing I like to do every video is live stream. I like to call out as many people as I possibly can, because all of you make the show and all of you make this channel. And if it weren't for all of you being here, your questions, your insight, your comments, your interaction, everything that you do, there would be no 999 channel. So thank you so much. Just want to say what's up to Wayne, Maggie, Gene Atkins, Diane Estes, Salem Blue, Madison Dickey, NRB Media. Who else we got? Walani, Ryan's Walking Dead channel, Reese Munn, Ollie, Slayer, David Sizemore, welcome once again. 1189 Paris with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Paris. Appreciate that. OU Crawfish, also the Hippo, PD Wheatstraw, Epic Vids 8, Penny for your thoughts, Scott Kernan, Tammy Sifford, RTD Slayer, Steph the Cuervo, Queen Richardson, Emmy Desiree Bacon, Tommy Sweetass, Enforcer McCandless, Kel says smile. My moderators are phenomenal. You guys give some love to the moderators as well. Ultra Groove 1, Nakobe, thanks for being here. eBeach72, Chris Reinig, Sheila Beasley, Tanya Dockstader, Andy Bean, John Brody, Tassie McCormick, thank you. Vengeance91, good seeing you again. Robert Frank, 615, thank you. DDA Ohio, appreciate the super chat donation tonight as well. Jake Turgeon, Deja Vu, 909 Gamer, Kentrell Muhammad, Rosemarie Abbott. While we're getting some more shout-outs, if you guys could also keep in mind, we're going to be doing this all week. I really, really want you guys to be here 8 o'clock Sunday night, because we're going to have a lot of fun with that countdown as well. So it's like our Walking Dead pregame party. So if you can't make all of them during the week, then definitely be here for that one. Emma McCalick, Hired Help. And you know what? Of all the people here, I should know. I should never mess up your name, Hired Help. That was my right hand in Walking Dead March to War. So good seeing you again, my friend. Haiti Badoon, thank you for being here. Reese Munn, once again. I think I'm gonna catch up. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up because I've done multiple shout-outs. Helicard, good to see you. Chris Salisbury, Ralph Albertine, Casey F., Pat Sanzone, Carol, Brothers Payette, thanks for being here. Michelle Wolf, Diane Estes as well. Who else? Beyond Sane, 89. I'm doing well. Deborah Mooney, thanks for being here. Melinda Kettler. Joka Wiley, good seeing you. Mind Flayer. Mogar the Champion, of course. Thank you so much. Kicks Our Life. Good seeing you. And I can't emphasize enough, those of you that are here every single night, appreciate your support. So thank you so much. A family shout out, absolutely. Where's little Tommy? Shout out to little Tommy. Master Killa 08. Stephen Miller, thanks for being here. And if I miss you in a shout out for whatever reason, make sure you leave comments when this video goes live, and also your comments will be included in other channels that we have: 999 Sports, 999 Plays, 999 Comics, and of course 999 Spoilers. Linda Chase, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Michelle Wolf's mom. Appreciate you being here. Nikki S. Rick Grimes 12. Rick Grimes is going to be like, hey, you forgot me again. No, I got you. I got you in this one. iRock 6, thank you so much. Thank you, Brene. Appreciate you being here. Storm 3851. The hippo, I never forget the hippo, ever. And get well soon. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Oh, and Tommy, make sure you tell Joe hi as well, too. Maggie Bonacorda, thank you so much. Alan Hama, thank you so much. I'm doing well. Appreciate you being here. A lot of new faces tonight. All you new people that are here, and all the people that are watching the playback, and all the Walking Dead fans, we have one of the best groups of live interaction that you'll find anywhere. It's such an awesome group of people. So make sure, if you guys are new to the stream, we want you to come back and hit that subscribe button so you'll get notified whenever we do these things. All right, everybody, I am out for tonight. I will see all of you at 9:30 tomorrow with a brand new Walking Dead topic. We are getting close. All right, see you, everybody. Peace.